This morning, rock fans are getting their first chance to buy their final tickets for Motley Crue. After more than 3 decades of headbanging, the group is calling it quits. But as Ben Tracy reports, the end of an era in music also marks the beginning of a groundbreaking business move.
The music was jazz, not rock and roll. But the so-called funeral the band threw for itself in Hollywood was also vintage Motley Crue. The guys who helped put the glam into rock announced they are hanging up their heavy metal. Why does it feel right to end this now?
We're still relevant, and we, still sell out arenas and, all over the world, and we don't want to go out on the bottom. We want to go out on top.
Vince Neil, Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, and Mick Mars form one of the most successful metal bands of all time. Since 1981, Motley Crue has recorded 9 albums and sold more than 80 million copies. They got rich singing about what they like to do and whom they like to do it with. The Crue is now launching a 2-year world tour. But in front of cameras Tuesday, they signed a formal cessation of touring agreement, saying this is their final tour, not a so-called farewell tour.
It's just kind of known in the music industry that a farewell tour means for now. We just didn't want that farewell word even around. It stinks.
Quite a few bands, we won't mention their names, they're hobbling around with 2 members, 2 original members, 1 original member. That's not how we visioned us going out at all.
Doug Mark is the band's attorney.
This is a unanimous decision, and that never happens.
In your nearly 30 years in the music industry, have you ever seen a band do this?
Never once.
We sat down with Motley Crue at the famed Whiskey A Go-Go on the Sunset Strip.
It seemed a lot bigger. Look how small the stage is, you guys.
It seemed huge back then.
This is where they played some of their first gigs and gained notoriety for being notorious.
This one came in with an eyeball this big black.
Oh, after I went
right,
to jail?
with the baton. He got hit with a baton in the eye.
Yeah.
They've suffered the lows of prison, the highs of, being high on heroin, and broke up because they hated each other. But along the way, they also built a multi-million-dollar business and turned their band into a corporation.
It's been said that Motley Crue is a bucket of nuts and bolts.
Alan Kovac is the band's manager.
The phrase savvy businessmen is not something you think of when someone says Motley Crue.
Or any band. I mean, if you really look at it, they own their masters, they own their publishing, they've had best-selling books. I think people should be thinking about Motley Crue differently after this.
They may still have that hair, but they are also a band of aging baby boomers. Mick Mars has a painful spinal condition. They want to retire before becoming rockers better suited for rocking chairs.
We're a rock band, but we have something we're proud of. We talk about dignity. And I know when I wear a Led Zeppelin shirt, I'm happy to put that Led Zeppelin shirt on. I'm not like, well, they kind of suck.
So Motley Crue plans to go out with a bang.
Right to the end. And whether you love us or hate us, we've done pretty damn well.
We're Motley Crue!
For CBS This Morning, Ben Tracy, Los Angeles.
I once asked somebody, why do you continue to do it? And they said, because it's the only thing I know to do and I love it.
Right, it'll be interesting to see if they start to get a little ping, like, I wish we could come back. They've made it very definitive. We're done and done. Well, congratulations. They've entertained people for a lot of years.